Hello students, welcome to the online lecture series of Residential College Palghar. I am Vilas sir, and today we are going to start our chapter respiration and circulation. We are covering the rest of the part of same chapter. So let's start. In today's lecture we are covering the topics like circulation in animals, circulatory system in human, red blood corpuscles or erythrocytes, white blood corpuscles or leukocytes, thrombocytes, that means platelets. The circulatory system in animals is effective network of a cylindrical vessels, that means arteries and veins and capillaries, that emanates from pump to the heart. As the heart beats and the animal moves, the hemolymph circulate around the organ with the body cavity. In circulatory system of animal, like all vertebrate animal as well as in some invertebrate animals, this is a closed loop system that is found in which the blood is not free in the cavity. In the closed circulatory system, blood is contained inside blood vessel and it circulates unidirectionally from heart around the systemic circulatory system route, then it returns to heart again. The blood flows with the low pressure and usually does not contain any respiratory pigments like hemoglobin. It does not transport respiratory gases, example arthropod like cockroach and other insects and mollusks. Let's see the closed circulatory system. The closed circulatory system may be a particular interest to the you because it is the type of a system that humans have. Unlike an open circulatory system, a closed circulatory system more structured and controlled in manner. The blood of closed system always flows inside a vessel. These vessels make up the plumbing circuit of the body and that can be found throughout the entire body. This plumbing circuit can be broken down into three different types vessels or tubes that transport blood throughout the body: arteries, vein and capillaries. Let's have the look in single circulation. The fishes have a single circulatory system. In a single circulatory system, the blood flows through the heart only at once, it completing a full circuit in the fish body. The blood travels from the heart to the gills, whereas the exchange of gases takes place. That means carbon dioxide is released and the oxygen is absorbed. The oxygenated blood from the gills then flows to various parts of body and from these parts back to the heart. In the given diagram, the blue lines or the blue vessels, it is a vein, and the red one, it is a artery. As you can see, the capillary networks which is from, and they are make a full mesh like network which is a mixing of blood from one side to the other side. So it is a simple and a single circulatory system as shown in the diagram. Let's see double circulatory system or double circulation. It is a type of a circulation in which the blood flows through the heart twice. So it is called as a double circulation. This type of a circulatory system has separate systemic circulation as well as pulmonary circulation. In systemic circulation, the flow of oxygenated blood from left ventricle of a heart to the various part of a body, and deoxygenated blood from various parts of the body to the right atrium, it is called systemic circulation. The systemic circulatory arteries arising from aorta carry out oxygenated blood from the left to the ventricle, and it flows various parts of the body. The systemic veins carry deoxygenated blood from various parts of the body to the right atrium of heart. Next is pulmonary circulation. The flow of oxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lungs and the return of oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium, it is called as a pulmonary circulation. The pulmonary trunk, that means right and left pulmonary artery, carries blood from right ventricle to the lungs, whereas its exchange of gases takes place. The oxygenated blood from the lungs return to the left atrium of the heart through two pulmonary veins, one from each of the lung. Let's say circulatory system in human. In human, circulatory system is composed of blood, vascular and lymphatic system. In human beings, the blood vascular system, it consists of blood, heart and blood vessels. It is responsible for various functions like transport, homeostasis and protection. Let's see the blood composition and coagulation. The study of blood, it is known as hematology. So the average person ranges blood 4 to 6 liter. The red colored fluid, it is because of connective tissue derived from the embryonic mesoderm. The blood is slightly alkaline, that means the pH ranges from 7.4, salty viscous fluid. It is heavier than water, so it dipped inside the water and it can mixed. It has two main components. The fluid plasma, it is almost 55%, and the elements, that means blood cells, it is almost about 44% of the total blood, and the blood can be separated only by the centrifugation technique. The plasma contains 55% of the blood and it is straw in color, that means somewhat yellow in color, slightly alkaline, viscous fluid. The chart showing the composition of the plasma. First, the large part is mixed in the water, protein, some albumin, globulin, properdin, prothrombin and fibrinogen proteins are contains in blood. Inorganic salts like sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, iron, manganese, chloride, bicarbonate and phosphates are the component found in plasma. Other elements like glucose, amino acid, fatty acids and triglycerides are also found. Some wastage of urea, uric acid and creatinine. Some regulators like hormones, enzymes and vitamins, anticoagulants like heparin, cholesterol and antibiotic bodies, and some dissolved gases. The blood cells that are produced in the body are collectively known as the formed elements. Human blood contains three types of blood elements like red blood cells or red blood corpuscles, RBCs. Next is white blood corpuscles or white blood cells, it is WBC, and platelets. These three components are formed elements found in blood. Let's see red blood corpuscles or erythrocytes. It is a cellular component of a blood. It is in millions of which in the circulation of vertebrate gives the blood of its characteristic color and carry out the oxygen from the lungs to the tissue. The mature human red blood cells, it is a small, round and biconvective. It appears dumbbell shaped in the profile. The cell is flexible and assumes a bell shape as it passes through extremely small blood vessels. It is covered with the membrane composed of the lipid and proteins, but RBC lacks or doesn't have nucleus, and it contains hemoglobin A, iron rich protein that binds the oxygen molecules. In males, their average number are about 5.1 to 5.8 millions per. This is called as a RBC count. The average lifespan of RBC, it is almost about 120 days. The process of a formation of RBCs, it is called as a erythropoiesis. RBC or leukocytes are colorless, nucleated, and the amoeboid cell larger than RBCs. Their amoeboid movement, because they can move out of the capillary walls by the process of diapsidesis. A normal adult has an average number of WBCs 5000 to 11,000 WBCs per millimeter cube. The decrease in the number of the WBC approximately about below the 4000, it is known as leukopenia. It happens in the disease like HIV, AIDS and TB patient. So they exposed to the radiations or sometimes a shock. The temporary increase in the number of the WBCs known as the leukocytosis. It is due to the infection of. It also occurs during the pregnancy and the newborn baby. The uncontrolled increase in the number of WBCs, it is a type of a cancer known as a leukemia. So WBC are mainly concerned with the defense mechanism or protection or developing the immune power. Let's see the types of WBCs. They may be colorless, irregular, nucleated cells and show the polymorphism. They can be classified into two main types, granulocytes and agranulocytes. Let's see the granulocytes. These are the WBCs with a granular cytoplasm. It is called as a polymorphonuclear leukocytes. They have a lobulated nuclei in the different shapes. So the granulocytes are formed from the myeloid stem cells, and once they formed, they do not divide again. Granulocytes constitutes about the 72% of total WBC. Granules are actually the secretory vesicle which contains various secretion, enzymes, etc. Depending upon the staining property of a granules, these granules are classified about their three types. First is neutrophil, second is a basophil, and third one it is a acidophil. Let's say neutrophil. Granules are the very fine, large in number, evenly distributed and stained with the neutral stain or dyes. Dyes are the colors generally, or and the stain or the coloring still. Neutrophils are almost about 70% of a total WBC. So these cells are spherical and the nucleus is severally lobed in 2 to 3 lobes. These are able to perform amoeboid movements and phagocytosis. They are responsible for destroying pathogen like bacteria or sometimes any virus are eaten by these neutrophil known as the phagocytosis. Let's see basophil. These cells have a very few granules in large size and stain with the basic stain like methylene blue, so it gives the color to the cell. Basophils are non-phagocytotic, small spherical cell and about 0.5 to 1% of a total WBC it found. Nucleus is twisted and they are present in the infected and allergic condition only. So basophil secretes heparin, histamine and serotonin enzymes. Let's see a granulocyte. These are about 28% of a total WBC. The cytoplasm of these leukocytes is without granules. So they are formed from lymphoid stem cell and can divide by mitosis. The nucleus of a granulocyte are large in size, but the lobes are like granulocyte. These are two types of a granulocyte and lymphocyte and monocytes. Let's see first a granulocytes. It is lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are the smallest WBC and have a large spherical nucleus. This constitute about 25 to 30% of a total WBC depending upon the functions, the types of lymphocyte. In our body, B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte are found. B lymphocyte mature in bone marrow and are responsible for antibody production. Antibody immunity, T lymphocyte mature in thymus and are responsible for the cell mediated immunity. The helper T cell, killers T cell, memory T cell and suspensor T cell are the four main types of T lymphocytes. Next it is monocytes, and these are largest of all WBCs. Its nucleus is larger and it is a bean or kidney bean shaped. They form almost about 3 to 5% of a total RBC. Monocytes are actively motile or they can move and gives rise to the macrophages. They are mainly phagocytic and they can destroy bacteria and dead or damaged tissue by the phagocytosis. Let's see thrombocytes or platelets. These are cellular fragments formed from the large cell called as a megakaryocytes. They are produced in the bone marrow of our body and they are very small oval shaped cell fragments without the nucleus. Normal count of a thrombocyte in the human body almost about 2.5 to 4.5 lakhs per millimeter cube. If the number of the thrombocytes are increased than the normal condition, it is called as a thrombocytopenia. This condition causes internal bleeding or hemorrhage. Platelet secretes the platelet factor, which is essential in blood clotting. They also seal the rupture blood vessels by the formation of platelet plug or thrombus. They secrete serotonin, a local vasoconstrictor. Lastly, we are discussing the blood clotting or coagulation of blood. The blood clotting or coagulation is the process of converting liquid blood into the solid form. This process may be initiated by contact of blood with any foreign substance or surface, by the intrinsic process, or with the damaged tissue by extrinsic process. Intrinsic and extrinsic process involves interaction of the various substances inside the blood. These are known as the clotting factors. By the stepwise manner or cascade mechanism, these series or the cascade are involved 12 clotting factors numbered by 1 to 12. The factor 6 is not active in use, so it is not responsible for blood clotting. This interaction of these factors in the cascade system or cascade series, the manner leads to the formation of the enzyme thrombin. The thromboplastin helps in the formation of an enzyme thrombopinase. This enzyme inactivates heparin and it also converts inactive thrombin into the active thrombin. Now this thrombin converts soluble protein fibrinogen into insoluble fibrin, and now fibrin forms a mesh or a fiber-like structure which the platelets and other blood cells are trapped in the form of a clot, and it get dry after some time. The blood clotting occurs as shown in the flowchart diagram in front of you, so please look at this. In today's lecture, we have discussed the circulation in animals, circulatory system in human, different types of the blood corpuscles like red blood cells, white blood cells, thrombocyte or the platelets. These are the important points or the topics which are repeatedly asked in various exam. So please, I request to read out the whole section we have discussed today, and if you have any doubts or the inquiry, so you can ask on our biology group. So till then, thank you very much.